Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm Karolyn and I'm a Ugandan beauty and self care content creator here in Kampala, helping you glow from the inside out. My hair is looking crazy, but guys, just bear with me. If you come for me in the comment section and you're like, oh, my career wig needs what I did, I know. I have seen myself in the mirror, but this is how I choose to show up today. So please give me a break, okay? Meanwhile, we have a visitor at home. So if you hear any yelling, do not be alarmed. It's just the Kashajira household, and this is how we roll. The month of August has finally come to a close. Do you see how the months are running like crazy? Like it was Jan the other day. Now it's like August. We are wrapping up the year. And I really want to wrap up this year on a good note. So I'm basically fighting for my life to try and make these next few months as intentional as possible for myself. Like I want it to be December, and then I'm reflecting on the year and everything, and going through all the journal entries I made and just really saying, yes, Carol, this is the year that you really chose to do this for yourself. So I'm excited for the next couple of months that are left. I did take a hit financially after soiree, so August was me trying to get back into the bearing of things, trying to lock in some things for September. I still haven't completely, but it's looking like it's going to be the first week of September when I lock in some of them. It will be great. I'm very optimistic and such and such, but it's been great. It's not crazy. Sorry, the month of August was not crazy. It was very calm. I had two contracts that I wrapped up, or I think I've wrapped up. I don't know because they haven't given me any feedback on if they want to renew or not. But yeah, I wrapped them up. It was great, and I'm looking forward to doing something else. So August was me trying to figure out things financially. Like, guys, being a grown up is tough, and for what I'm trying to plan for myself next year, Jesus Christ, it's like, am I really going to handle? But you know those things where you're excited for like it's scary, but it's so exciting. It's like I can't wait. It's going to be lit, but it's scary at the same time. That I love those feelings. They make me happy. Yeah. And like I told you guys, I'm trying to kind of do like a solo situation up until the year ends, trying to figure me out, figure this baby girl, what does she want, what does she need. I do want to be a whole different type of person next year, and with a different kind of like with a different kind of what with a different kind of structure next year. So in order for me to have that, I would like to start early just so next year it's easier for me because I will be in full blown adult mode. I talk to you guys about September. What are our plans for September? What do you want to do for yourself for September? What are we doing for September to make sure that it's going to be a smooth month, okay? I have no memories about September. I don't know what happens in September, honestly. It's kind of like those months where you know how January can be like brokenness everywhere because people celebrated too much during the festivities, during Christmas and stuff like that. So January is like, no money, what, and then like Feb comes and it's like Valentine's, what? You know what I mean? So for me, it's like July, my birthday, soiree. So it's like September is one of those months where I never really have crazy things going on. Um, yeah, which is a perfect month for me to just focus on myself, which I keep saying all the time, but I have to repeat it so that I remember to focus on myself no matter what. Okay, guys, I had posted a video the other day on my I didn't post, did I? Yeah, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp. So the DMs were coming at me because I was talking about dating, and I said I've been talking to someone. It's relatively fresh, so there's nothing much I can say. But just talking about how stressful it is when it comes to dating. And then the boom messages be sending me, and low-key, this is how I get my content half the time, because when people communicate what it is they are thinking, then it's easier to talk about these things, exhibit A with you guys and blah blah blah. So Yeah, I was like, I find it exhausting to put someone else first that's not you. Do you understand? And I told them that I'm a Leo, and if you know the zodiacs and stuff like that, they say that Leos are very self-centered, they are vain, it's all about me, 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 which it is. And I've been trying to adjust. And I said, maybe the reason why I've been single for a long time is because I've been selfish in my relationships. You talk about yourself too much, I get bored. Can we get back to me? Like, I want that vibe. And I don't want to say that I'm looking for a relationship where someone is obsessed with me, but I would love for someone to be obsessed with me, you know? Yeah, so that's kind of what I was talking about online. And a couple of ladies, I think, having watched my content over the past years or whatever, and they're like, oh no, but I think, when being self-centered is also a positive thing, because why wouldn't you be full of yourself? Who will be obsessed with you if not you? Let me put it that way. Do you understand? And that's kind of like how I see it. And I realize each and every single day, when I'm trying to really go deeper with this whole self-love, situation, and you just minding your business, doing you, rocking with yourself, it will also show up in these other relationships, but not in a bad way. When you meet someone, oh, I have an email. Gosh, I hope it's good news. Sorry, guys. I am just fighting for my life here. So, yeah. And the thing is, I have met people who love themselves too much. Okay, they're obsessed with themselves. It's not like, it's not giving. It's all about them. But you can see they love themselves, the way in which they show up for themselves, the boundaries they set. And I used to find that shit so sexy. And this was the time where I was in my people pleaser mode. And I remember thinking to myself, I want to be like that person. Something about you minding your business, doing your own, that somehow attracts people. People are so like, okay, what's up with her? Do you understand? They are curious about that. They want to tap into that as well. It was just like a debate here and there, everyone saying this, da, 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 their own opinions and stuff. And then someone sent me a message this morning and she was like, yo, that was so honest. I'm like, but it's the truth. And the thing is, I feel that maybe this is just my struggle, because it's also heavily influenced by what I watch. I told you guys I don't find my inspiration from Ugandan creators, because I feel like we are all at the same level, as if, you get. I find my inspo from international influencers. Now, when you look at these international influencers and creatives, they are so like, it's such a creator space abroad is huge. Okay, it's huge. There are a gazillion creators. Like, if you look at the states, there are so many creators there. All of them have opinions. Do you understand? And it's just giving people living their authentic lives. Well, I can't say they're all authentic, because some of them are just doing the most and can be fake stuff sometimes. But the real authentic ones are the ones we are focusing on. Okay. Yeah, so I find when I watch this creative and then I watch this creative and I watch, do you understand, like the way in which they express themselves, they're very opinionated, they always have something to say, they are not going with the crowd, they are not trying to follow the trends, they are doing themselves. And that is the content I watch, because what you watch, what you consume, you become. It's easy for me to speak on something and not give two shits about it, because that's my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, you leave, or you go on your own page and you voice your own opinion. Do you understand? Yeah, so because I watch a lot of these creatives and stuff like that, I don't see anything wrong with that. But I find when I put out an opinion here in the Ugandan space, but like, oh my god, clenching their pearls. I can't believe she just said that. But I get uneven. I'm like, guys, people have opinions. Aren't you always there in the Chibara fighting with with your friends? Auntie, Chibara is where politics come up about what people are yapping while they're drinking. Like those exact opinions, but I happen to be on social, I can voice them. Do you understand? That's how I see it. So I don't see it as an issue per se. I just see it in a sense of we have so much growing to do. We have so much, like, I find we say we are open minded as Ugandans. We are, what's the word? I forget. We say we are open minded. We say we are very progressive. We are not. Ugandans are stiff. Okay? Ugandans are stiff. And Minga Karolyn, I'm a very open-minded person, by the way. You can tell me the most horrifying story and you think I'm going to sit there and judge you. And I love that about myself. I love that I am very open to other people's stories and stuff. And whatever it is they're sharing with me, I can't sit here and say I'm a judgmental person. I can't. Have I been judgmental maybe in instances? Probably. But it's not something that's a part of my personality. It's not how I am. Me, I'm for like, listen, as long as it doesn't affect me, it's your life, do your thing. Do you understand? And it's a good thing. I don't understand why it's a bad thing to be self obsessed. You have to be obsessed with yourself completely and so full of it that let people know that about you. That's how I feel. Okay? Live your life. The lives are ours to live. You are born alone. You will die alone. I'm not going to sit here and try and seek validation from a world that crucified the perfect person. I'm not going to do it. I think people just need to understand that. And it's fun. And that's why, like, when I put out a video like that, it's not for someone like, I'm not looking for numbers and stuff. It has genuinely been my issue. It has genuinely been my concern. It has genuinely been happening. I'm like, oh my God, guys, how are you navigating this dating thing? Because me, this is how it's happening for me. And there'll be someone else who will watch that clip and be like, she has taken the words out of my mouth. Like, I've been feeling like that. There will always be one person who will resonate with what you're saying. Anyway, yeah. So fast forward. Yes, I was speaking to someone. I have been speaking to a variety of people, okay? I am online dating. And then there was this guy I was speaking to and he seemed great. I was like, okay, let me pay some more attention here. Like, let me try and focus here and see where this goes. So we've been talking, we've been chatting, great. We did FaceTime the other day. And while we were speaking, my mom is screaming. And while they were screaming, while we were speaking, she said something to me, or because you're also trying to understand where what someone is trying to, let me say, looking for, let me say, trying to see what they're searching for, what they're about. You're trying to just get their vibe. And I'm a vibe person. And the only way I can understand someone's vibe is if they talk a bit more about themselves. Then I try to gauge. Okay. Now I love, because now I became self-aware about this. I love the fact that when I gauge, I am not gauging from a point of I want this person to like me. I'm not. I'm gauging from, can we vibe? Back in the day, in my people pleaser mode situation, I would be like, but now again, now we say that they don't like this and yet me, this is. So I'm like, I'll just adjust. I don't do that anymore. Right now, when I listen to you, when you talk, for me, it's like, does this work for me? Because I realize when we talk about these things of like trying to deal with that trauma and healing and stuff like that, I feel like we talk about it like there's something wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with us. This just happens to be life. And in this life, when you've reached a particular age, you've gone through some things. Okay? It's just a standard. You will never live this life where every day is perfect. Do you understand? Some days are going to be crap. Okay? Some days are going to be shit. You're going to have a nasty thing happen to you. Okay? So it's more of like, how am I dealing with these things and taking care of myself in that way, whereby when something does happen, because it's always going to happen, it's not going to stop. Okay, I could be sitting here and before you know it, God forbid, I lose someone that's important to me. Do you understand? How am I going to maneuver during that time? You get me? So it's just you learning how to adjust, because now you know better, you're self-aware, you're intentional about what you choose in your surroundings, your space, and what it is you consume. Now, for me, it gives me that healing thing. It's like there was always something wrong with you, and yet there was nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. Even with the flaws, especially with the flaws, you're perfect. Do you understand me? So it's just this whole we are trying to heal and be better human beings is us now trying to live in the present. Because back then you were not, you were going where the wind took you. But now you're more aware. So because you're more aware, when you're in the presence of people and maybe you say a nasty comment to someone else, now you're aware you said that shit and that shit was not okay. You pull someone to the side, you apologize. Do you understand? You're trying to be better. This is something I fought internally with myself for the longest time because I genuinely thought I am a problem. And oh, I do. I like. Let me start this healing journey. Oh my God, it's almost like as if you're starting the healing journey. You're going to wake up one day and everything is gone, and you'll never experience pain and sadness and none of that. You will. So I feel this self-love thing is you intentionally living. It's you practicing mindful living where you officially where you are in the present and you're aware of the things that you're doing, you're saying, your habits, you're aware of them, and you're trying to make necessary adjustments, and you're trying to live that way every single day. Because guys, this is not a one-time thing. It's not a one-time thing. Like I said, yeah, self-love. Oh my God, I was like self-care. I went until you went and you had like a mani pedi. You're like, that was like a self-care day. Self-care is what happens when you're broken, when something has happened and you're not sure how to navigate that. That is when you bring back that love into yourself again. That is when you breathe life into yourself again. That's when you speak to yourself and you affirm yourself and you validate yourself and you take time to sit with your emotions and just try to figure them out. You're journaling, you're meditating. That is self-care. That's what that is. So anyway, I forget where I was because I overlap. But I hope I'm making sense, Bakwan. No, I like to bring you guys back in. I hope I'm making sense because usually it's in my mind and it does. It might not come out right, but I hope it is. Okay. So this person was like, oh, like I like someone who is calm, who is relaxed. And then he went, because I gave him the opportunity to talk, he went on again. Now, when let me tell you, people like to talk about themselves. Okay, this is my trick. If you're ever in company of people who are really cultured and they are smart, and you're like, "Panega, I'm dumb as bricks," ask questions. Just ask. Someone says, "Oh, I recently traveled." Oh, wow. When? Ask questions. Let people go. Let them talk about themselves over and over again. You know, I feel like there's a way it masks the fact that you don't know what you're talking about. You ask questions, and also while you're asking, you're learning, but it doesn't come off as you're blonde. You know, it comes off like, okay, like I really engaged with this person, like we had a really cute conversation. Was it, or did I just let you speak? The person is going on, and in a way they start speaking about their past relationships. Like they start talking about their, as if past, but not really, but they're kind of generalizing it. And it me trying to make sense of what he was saying was that they have dated people who are fiery, and they want someone who is more like those things of kakana, like, you know what I mean? It's not always something. You want someone calm. I am a fire sign. I am naturally fiery. Do you understand? And it's part of my MO, it's part of my blueprint. I was born this way. That's not something I'm going to change. Do you understand? I am not going to change it because then I am trying to live a life that's not me. I'm going to be like, I'll just be keeping it cute and quiet when he's around. Me, I'm not. And when I say fiery, I don't mean that you're fighting. I mean, even in excitement. Anyway, you guys know my vibe. You know my vibe. That's me. I can't change that. I am not a calm person. Okay. I can be calm, depending, but I'm just like, I'm very uppity. That energy is not going to change. So in my head, I'm like, I don't think this is going to work because I do appreciate someone who appreciates my fiery energy. They love that. You know, you meet people and they love a bit of like vibrancy. Is that a word? They like a bit of something that's has a bit of zest, that's vibrant. They like that. They want to be around that. Haven't you met guys who are the same? And because me, I've met a guy who is so like, oh girl. Now there are people who are too much over the top that I'm like, I can't handle that. I find that when I'm in their presence, I'm overstimulated. I don't like that. So I feel like I like a bit of balance. Okay. Today we are vibing. Tomorrow we are chill. We just want to lay in bed and not bother. Tomorrow, like, we're up and about. It's a Saturday. We are going out for like maybe drinks or something, just something exciting. Okay, me, I like the excitement, and like I told you guys, me, I love life. I want my life to every single day, I want it to be exciting, and I just want to wake up and be like, oh my god, guys, I can't articulate it well, but you get the gist. I just want to wake up every day excited that I'm alive. That's what I want. I don't want to now date a guy who is already calm in his own way and he's like giving retirement energy. Siviagala. Me, I want to listen. Let's go and like explore. Oh God, have you been to this place? Let's go check it out. Taco night. You know what I mean? Or some shit, but something cute and fun. That's what I want. So me speaking to this person, I was like, I don't think it's going to work. And I love that I was in that moment. I remember I was like, I can't believe I've reached this point, you guys. I can't believe I've reached a point where for me it's me against the world. That's it. So if you say no, like if something is a no, immediately I leave it. I don't stay around to see how, oh, maybe it's giving potential. I don't do that stuff. Honey, if you have potential with AK, get what you're seeing immediately from this person. Get the vibe, get the aura, get that. If you're with them physically, their actions. Me, I stopped following people's words a long time ago. I just see actions. So someone might say something, and then, but the way in which they are moving, you're like, they might not even know it themselves. Hell, they might not even be self aware enough to know that. But they are moving funny, and you're like, I don't like the way that person moves. Bye. Me, I'm just, honey, the scissors are right here. When I feel stress, you won't have to go through any deep ass trauma because you are trying like, let me stay here, let me really go ma, let me don't do that. Life is too short. If you're reading a book and it sucks, toss it. Get the one you like. You go to a restaurant and the service is crap, leave. Go to another restaurant where that service makes sense. Life is too short for awful living. Do you understand? I refuse for that to be my life. I refuse it. It was something I thought about last night, and I was like, I have to talk to you guys about it because I felt so good. When you're finally getting into your own, you're like, oh my God, this is so me. This is what I've always wanted for myself. To be a confident girl, to be able to speak up, to know what you want, to know where you're headed, unapologetically. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. And I wish that for everyone, by the way. Everyone. Life will be so much simpler if we all stuck to what we liked and we're not forcing life and we're not people pleasing. Do you know how easy it is? It is like, it's so cute. Anyway, yeah, I appreciated that. And then, like I said, we are wrapping up August, and I wrote some notes here. We're wrapping up August, and I was thinking to myself, what habits can we carry into September? A habit I want to carry into September is a compassion review, okay? These things of every week, Monday, now I have to do that. I always slow down. I've learned to really do some of my things really slow. It has really helped. As someone who is an impulsive person, trust me, I have come a long way. Still am, but I'm happy that usually I take days to reflect and stuff like that. That's something I want to continue in the month of September. So instead of like seeing things where maybe last week, which actually happened to me, guys, I was like, oh, I'm going to be sober. I backslid. I was out with friends the other day. But I'm not hating on myself, and low key, I'm not mad at it because I had the time of my life and I really needed that chat with those girls. It was really, really nice. Yeah, so I came back home and slept with a smiley face. I was very happy. So instead of looking at some of the where I failed, rather than judging myself, because now my old self will be like, Kara, I can't believe you did that, bichi bichi, how dare you? I don't. Sometimes it's going to take a minute to get to the point where I want to be, and that's fine. It's a journey. I'm not competing with anyone. It's my own personal journey. I'm going to treat that as data. Do Do you understand? So to sit back, to review with compassion, and to also just reflect, and just also put some positive light there while I reflect, because it's so much easier for us to beat ourselves up and be like, Banang, I guess I'm a loser because I couldn't do that. Totally loser, baby. You're human, honey. I had to break it to you in case you didn't know. You're human with feelings. You're allowed to start afresh every single day. It's fine, okay? As long as you always try to stay on track. Don't lose focus. Just some things are harder than most, but it will be fine. So for September, I'd like to continue that, but instead of reflecting with judgment, I reflect with kindness, compassion, and I just treat it like data. I join those things down. I'm a huge journaling person, guys. If you're not journaling, what the hell? Also, I want to let you know that I had some self-care journals at this soiree that were part of like the march. In case you want a self-care journal, hit me up in the comment section, okay? I'll let you know how you can get them. Yeah. So uh I journal like a crazy person, and I love it so much because it really does put my brain on paper. You can do it electronically depending, because sometimes maybe like you don't want to move with your journal around, you want to keep it in your house, it's fine. But it's easier when you're writing things down. When you're writing down, you're more present because you're aware of what it is you're trying to write. Don't do the electronic, do the writing, because when you're writing, it's also matching with the beat of your heart. So you pace yourself, you slow with it. If you can find like a cute veranda, just outside, sit down, do your thing easy, and like it's a good feeling. I feel very refreshed every time I journal. The other thing I think this is what I usually do. I would like to do the single task mornings for the month of September. What does that mean? It means, and I think this is just me naturally anyway, I don't have to really do much about that. I can't multitask. I can't. Okay? I can't. I like to focus on one thing, finish it, then go on the other. And even when I was about to speak to you guys, my phone rang. I was already seated here. I'd organized my kaviri. I had even started talking. The phone started ringing. A friend was calling. So I was like, okay. But he was calling. It was also like friend stroke work. He had called me about a gig last week, but it didn't pan out. Budget shit, girl. Anyway, he was calling, telling me like, Nag, I'm calling. I just want to like go MIA with she until last week. The thing did, and I just wanted to give you like a deeper explanation. I was like, it's cool. But the thing is, I was a bit distracted because I had already focused to do this. And I was not in a mood to have like 45-minute phone call. Even people will find that they can't know. When I'm doing Insta stories and my phone rings, I will not pick up. Why? Because I'm already focused on this. I can't now be like, okay, mid, and then I start talking to someone. I feel like it kills my flow. Like, guys, you don't have to do everything all at once. Why are you rushing? We talked about rushing. You're running around doing what for what? Yeah, I'm the person for like, do something, do it excellent, then move on to something else. Okay? It works. You're welcome. The other thing I am doing for the month of September is like I want to celebrate the micro wins. Guys, celebrate the small wins, the small ones, celebrate them. If you manage to conquer the fact that you can be in bed by 9 p.m. and now that is part of your routine, celebrate. I say that because it's something I'm trying to conquer. Guys, if I can reach that point in my life where I go to bed by 9, I'm up by 5. I'm going to be a dangerous woman. The times where I've tried to be in bed by 9, I've woken up at 4 in the morning. Not for 3. I've woken up at 3 in the morning. I'm hungry. Then I keep tossing and turning. I can't seem to go back to bed when I wake up at that hour for some reason. So anyway, yeah, that is something that I want to kind of, but they're the small things like you starting to read, you taking a short walk every day for 10 minutes. Celebrate, bitch. Celebrate. Okay, let me tell you, and that is what, because life is mundane, life gets boring. You know what makes it interesting? The small things, even like you looking forward to or finishing up work, going home and enjoying a nice cup of peppermint tea. That is something amazing that you can look forward to, you know? And I remember someone asking me, Kara, how do you do that? You always seem so excited, so ready for. Oh my, da, 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 da. I am, because I try to make the most ordinary things romantic. Do you understand? If I was here waiting for Love is Blind, the new episodes that came out on Wednesday, bitch, I had my snacks, I had my yogurt, I put them in cute bowls, I changed into my pajamas, I wore socks, just make it like an event. But nah, this thing is happening right now. Because let me tell you, life is so mundane. You reach a point where it's almost like you are a robot. You just wake up, sleep, eat, go to work, repeat. Do you know how boring life would be? So make the small things exciting. You going to your nearest cafe that's, near you. Put on your sneakers. Maybe get a walk out of it. Walk to your nearest cafe. Sit down. Have a cappuccino. Take a sip. Savor it. Bitch. It's nice. It's nice. I want to do a more of like the celebration of the micro wins. I want to do that a lot more. I do, but I want more. I want more. To start scheduling solo dates for real, because I noticed usually my solo dates are not intentional. They're very random. Like if I came from doing my lashes, example, guys, I took out my lashes. Go, I wish you saw me in my stories yesterday. I looked bold, but I like it. I was doing my skincare today and it felt so nice. Yeah, like if I went to do my lashes after, which is what happened actually, I went took off my lashes, and then a friend called. She's like, where are you? I'm like, oh, I'm heading here. Because I was like, should I go and like maybe have some tacos somewhere? I'm like, maybe let me go do that. Then she called. Then somehow also another friend came and joined us, and then it became like a legit girls' night. So a lot of my things they are not planned. You know what I mean? Like if I go and do a piece of content somewhere, then I'm like, I still have time. Why would I go home early? Let's go and have like a camille. Do you understand? So I'm looking at it in a sense of I want to start scheduling those breaks, those I want to schedule them. I want to be intentional about my solo dating and stuff like that, my solo love affair. Also leave alone those solo dates and stuff like that. But I feel especially if you're a busy lady, there could be a lady here watching me who has kids and you find that you're always occupied. Try to find like 30 minutes in your day for you to decompress. Me, that's how I decompress, by watching TV. I have to watch TV. It helps me relax. Okay. And that is one thing I never want to take off my self-care situation. And hopefully when I start seeing someone for real, I hope they are TV people. Because if they are, we shall thrive. If they are not, how shall we connect, darling? Anyway, yeah. So find time to decompress. Find time for creativity. There's a chick I follow on TikTok. Oh my god, I started watching her videos. They are so relaxing. So she's a 20-year-old who stays alone, and she does this thing where after work, she records herself like coming through that door, removing her bag, her shoes, and then maybe starting to cook like herself like a cute dinner. And then she does this thing where she sheds. And I actually have a coloring book. It's very relaxing. It's also creative. Do you know you can color as an adult? Try it. Can help put your mind at ease, especially when those shading where it requires you to draw within the lines. It requires you to be a bit present because you want to make sure you get them right. Highly recommend. If you have kids, also get it for them, because also when they are younger, it's easier to kind of nurture those sort of habits with them, and just to help them calm down in a sense, because kids are like energy bunnies. It helps them start those routines for them when they are little. I just want to set kind deadlines. Okay, I want to be kinder to myself when I'm trying to create deadlines for myself. Why? Because I am ruthless. May I create the most impossible deadline? I'm like, by this month, this is what I should have done. This now, by October, I should have now, let me say, I should have at least 6 brands on payroll, and then you start really aggressively pursuing that. I'm trying to be kind to myself. And that's the thing, let me tell you. That you have to, if you're recovering control freak here, you guys, recovering control freak. I had to have control. And because that can't say that word, uncertainty, I can't say that word, I'm sorry, but you get the gist. I don't like to be unsure. I don't like gray areas. I am a black and white. This gap here, hate it. And as a control freak, me, I always wanted to know, is it this or is it that? Decide so that I can keep it pushing. Do you understand? So I'm just letting go of control has been so great for me. Sometimes just let go of things. Let go, because if they're not for you, then they're not for you. When you tie on things, you find that something is not for you, but by God, you've tied on that thing. Why? It just increases the stress, the trauma. So I've let go of I've learned to just let things be. Sometimes when it has taken me a long time to even reach this level, but when something is not for me these days, I'm just like, I guess it's not. And I remember one time my sister looked and be like, Carrie, you've given up. I was like, I don't tie myself anymore. I just gladly risk, like I'm like, okay, thanks, and I keep it moving. Because maybe me tying myself on this thing, I'm blocking my blessings that the universe is trying to bring in, because I'm tying on something that's not for me. So perhaps let me let this go, and then something that's meant for me, which is perfect, which is aligned, will come through. The other thing I want to do is and I think this is also the same point as the previous. Sometimes whatever you've done so far is good enough. Mukwano, we can't always be at the top of the mountain. And I find that when you're trying to strive for that, you find yourself quitting. You quit early, um, or you're like, Bana gave me. I'm like, it's also the pressure we put on ourselves. I used to do this walk where it's here on Lukuli Road, and I would walk for an hour, right? 30 minutes going, 30 minutes coming back. So I would want myself 30 minutes at if I start walking at 7:30, I should be at the top, the end of that hill. Then from 7:30, I turn back. I should be here by 8. 8:10, I would be in the shower. That's a routine I used to have. But then sometimes I would be like, I can't do the walk. I couldn't do the walk, guys. I would be like, because the road is, guys, it's far. Like you can, from here, when I go all the way to look, it's giving like I'm almost in Bunga. Babes, I would be like, I can't do it. So, but in my head, and I don't know if it's like, maybe I could have ADHD or something, but when I would reach halfway and I turn back, it's almost like it didn't count. That walk didn't count because I didn't make it the other side. But I feel it's also good enough. You walking for 10 minutes and stopping somewhere and coming back. At least you did something. You did something. Do you understand me? So I'm trying to be a lot lighter on myself and not be so strict on myself and just say, Carol, at least we tried our best for today. I got some work today. I got some work done today. I sent out some emails today. I sent out some proposals today. That's enough. Okay? I'm calling it. So, yeah. I want to aim for good enough. If something is like, you know what, we tried, we did something, okay? That it's okay, Carol. Don't beat yourself up about anything. I hope I'm making sense on that, okay? Yeah, so just keep showing up for yourself, because when you keep striving for that and that and that, you find yourself like, I guess I can't handle no bideka, but even you stopping where you stopped is still okay. Like, okay, this is okay. Tomorrow I will resume. Don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. Do mindful transitions. Like those were things in that daytime that kind of like you start something, then there's like when I be here seated on my laptop, my iPad. When I'm here seated with my iPad, maybe guys, I have a blog. Did you know? This is a blog. I have had this blog before I was an actor, before I was a content creator. So it was up until recently that I revived it. Guys, it's up and running. I'm going to post it up so you guys can see that. And I'm treating it as my online journal. It's almost like you guys are kind of like getting more in. You're getting a bit of like how my brain, not my brain, but where my mindset is, my mind space, whatever, my thoughts. You're going to find it there. And I feel I was doing a blog this morning because I couldn't sleep at 3 in the morning. I was blogging, and I had a feeling of, I think this is going to be my happy place, because there's something about writing that gives me release. It's very cathartic. Please check out my blog, subscribe, and it's going to be really cute. So YouTube and my blog are going to be, because these are the platforms I haven't given to brands, and I feel because I haven't given this platform to a brand, I feel I have freedom. I can say whatever, I can do whatever. It's mine. It's my release. And then the others, of course, people are always watching and whatever because they follow you for this and that. And there's a bit of structure there. I have a bit of restriction. Okay. So yeah, I think it's going to be like a cute thing for me, for myself. Yeah. And also that's why we are going on the staycation. I want to do a bit of like pictures and stuff that I can share on my blog, and just, it's so pretty, guys. Check out my blog. I love it so much. Every time I open it, I feel so happy. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so mindful transitions, like if I sit here on my iPad and I write something out, and when it's done I close that, and then maybe I go do a walk. When I come from the walk, take off my shoes, take off my whatever it is I was wearing for my work, put it in the laundry basket, and then take a nice shower. Then I go into now a self-care routine. Like I want mindful transitions, and I feel in a sense I've been doing them, and that's why I really enjoy my routines these days. I feel so good. I feel so refreshed. I feel so revived after a day. I feel like I did something today for myself, and in a way I took care of myself today. So I love that I've been doing that every single day, and that's something I want to take into September as well. This is important. I want to take intentional connection into September. Guys, I am not vibing with just anyone. I am not hanging out with just anyone anymore. I don't do that. Now it's intentional. And because I have been doing a lot of solo stuff, guys, get me to like, Carol, let's go have lunch. I have to know you like that to come to lunch with you, babes. So I'm about intentional connection. I want to now put focus. Like I feel moving forward, because I do want to make new friendships next year, you guys. I'm going through a transition. I want to be a different kind of person, a different type of person next year. And sometimes when you're trying to make these transitions, the people that worked for you with your old self and whatever might not necessarily vibe with you for your next journey. And I am very I'm going to be very intentional about new connections. And I want to go to events. I want to go like to a museum. Guys, you'll be here, you'll be hanging out with me. Okay, intentional connection is what I'm going to be looking for. I just don't want things just for vibes, because I feel I already have that. I have a gazillion acquaintances, guys. I have a lot of acquaintances. I want to make friendships that make sense, friendships that are also friendships that are around the interests that I share. Like if I like to if I like to do content, I like to journal and stuff. Like I want to make friends with someone who also does the same thing. And it's just us girls vibing. I'm excited for that. But yeah, I intend to make new connections next year, and also even with the ones that I have right now, but be intentional about them. Talk to someone. When I met with the girls last week, I told you it was a random catch-up situation, and she called me and she was like, where are you? I told her, oh, I'm here, bishi, bishi, bishi. And she's like, oh, that's nice, I would love to come and join you. Would you love some company? I was like, I would love that, thank you. When I hung up, I felt so good. And I think it's just in the way, and I do like communicating with her. It's the way in which she speaks. I like it. And I want more people like that. I want more people with a bit of like a zhuzh, a bit of class, a bit of something, and very open-minded. Me, I like open-minded people. If you're not open-minded, you're rigid, you're stiff, you can't be in my space. I don't like that. Yeah, so I want to find people who share my interests, people who are just thriving, people who are a bit classy in a sense, people who are like me, let me say. You know what I mean? Someone with a bit of class, a bit of taste. Okay, I love that. Yeah, so share your ideas and your comments. I really appreciate it. And I guess the next time I'll be seeing you guys will be at the staycation, where we'll have so much fun. Me and you and me. We're going to have such a blast. I can't wait. And then I can just go into details about life and what has been going on. I do appreciate you for watching. Please subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. I'll see you guys at the next episode. Mwah.